I created a video to explain a common question I hear from my patients. Why do I have ringing in my ears? Stay tuned to find out why, and at the end of the video, I'll explain to you what you can do to make it better. This is Pure Tinnitus. Hey, my name is Dr. Ben Thompson, and I am an audiologist and tinnitus specialist in California. I created Pure Tinnitus to help you take back control over your tinnitus. Hit the thumbs up button below because if you don't, YouTube doesn't show our video to anyone else. Subscribe to our channel, that way you won't miss our videos every few weeks, and hit that notification bell to let you know when our new videos are released. Today, let's talk about why you have ringing, buzzing, or roaring noise in your ears. According to the American Tinnitus Association, about 15% of Americans report some form of tinnitus, and 30% of people with tinnitus reported that their tinnitus is a moderate or a very big problem in their lives. That means about 15 million Americans are feeling anxious, frustrated, or stressed because they have some form of ringing in the ears. This can feel isolating, but remember, you're far from alone. The most common cause of tinnitus is from damage to the inner ear hair cells of the sensory hearing organ called the cochlea. Most people have tinnitus that sounds like high-pitched ringing. So why is that? Due to the anatomy of the cochlea, the high-frequency region is the most sensitive to loud noise exposure. The cochlea is supposed to process high-pitch, high-frequency treble sounds through the auditory nerve up to the auditory brain, the auditory cortex. In most cases, tinnitus appears after prolonged loud noise exposure. This could be from music, loud machinery, power tools, gunfire, or other causes. I also have some patients tell me that their tinnitus started after an abrupt, loud, surprising noise event. This could have been from glass breaking, being close to a gunshot, being at a music venue and having a loudspeaker blow out next to them, or other reasons. How did you get your tinnitus? Leave a comment on this video below to let us know. Sudden loud noise exposure damages the high frequency regions of your cochlea and causes a high-pitched ringing noise, typically in both ears. 80% of people with tinnitus have hearing loss that shows up on a standard hearing test. Unfortunately, hearing damage to the cochlea is typically permanent. There's no cure for restoring the damaged cells. Although there's no way to get back the hearing that was lost, there is a lot that you can do for your tinnitus right now and moving forward. Don't let anyone tell you that there's nothing you can do about your tinnitus. They're wrong. Even if you go to your trusted primary doctor or a well-known ENT physician in your area and they tell you that there's nothing that they can do about your tinnitus and you just have to live with it, they are wrong. As a tinnitus specialist in California, I hear this story all too often. On this channel, I am here to teach you what your other doctors simply have not learned. You can make significant progress on improving the loudness and the associated stress with your tinnitus. I speak from experience working with patients at one of the best medical centers, the best hospitals in California. And other than permanent damage to the hearing organ, tinnitus can also be caused by temporary hearing loss due to either earwax, ear infections, a perforation in the eardrum, or other causes. I recommend that you make an appointment with an otologist, a medical ear doctor, if you experience any of the following symptoms. Asymmetrical tinnitus, meaning that you hear it louder in one ear than the other. Ear pain, dizziness, vertigo, or facial numbness. There could be different reasons for the causes of those conditions, and it's best that you see an otologist to understand why and talk about any potential treatment options. Alright guys, so a few years ago, I was at a conference in California, and the lecturer was discussing tinnitus, and they made a point that I will always remember. They said the key to improving your tinnitus is stress. Understanding your stress. Let's explore what this means for you. So when you start to hear tinnitus, it's normal to be worried and wonder, What's the cause of this? Why do I experience this? The mind can travel into a state of fear, making up a story about the worst case scenario. This is a normal psychological process, and it can bring our body into a heightened state of stress and tightness. Our evolutionary biology evolved to be on high alert when we're faced with a threat. So our body's response to the noise is expected, and that's an experience, that's a response that almost every one of my patients report to me. So some degree of stress is normal and expected. Tinnitus can become a chronic long-term condition when you don't have the right guidance from your doctor and you don't have the right tools to reduce the hypersensitive stress response caused by your tinnitus. There's two things that I need you to know about your tinnitus, and these are two things that the medical profession knows very well about managing tinnitus. Number one, your tinnitus will sound louder in a quiet place, like when you're going to sleep or when you're on a hike in the forest. Number two, your tinnitus may sound louder when you're stressed, sad, or angry. Tinnitus can be a sort of stress thermometer. If your tinnitus is particularly loud or bothersome, it's a sign that another area of your life needs attention and care. This could be related to family, relationships, a midlife crisis, or any other reason. So I often hear from people, wow, I had no idea that my tinnitus is related to my stress and other parts of my life. So why is that? I will briefly explain the relationship between stress and tinnitus. You can learn more in detail from some of my other videos. At this time, I'll take the opportunity to have you hit that red button to subscribe to our Pure Tinnitus YouTube channel and to tap the bell to get updated on our newest content. So let's get into it. Your brain has three parts: the brainstem, midbrain, and cortex. The emotional centers of your midbrain are regulated by stress from your internal and external well-being. If you are feeling a powerful emotion, a part of your midbrain called the limbic system will be activated. The limbic system network is connected to your auditory brain. Therefore, the two areas are interconnected. When your limbic system excites in a response to stress, then the tinnitus in your auditory brain becomes louder. Whew, that's enough anatomy for this video. So if your tinnitus bothers you, what can you do about it? Well, the truth is there is no magic pill or herbal supplement independently approved by the FDA to get rid of your tinnitus. There is no quick fix with this. So you've probably seen some tinnitus pills advertised on the internet. If they work for you, that's great, but I don't usually recommend it. I don't recommend buying any pills for tinnitus recovery, management, or treatment. Tinnitus recovery takes gentle effort. So you might have worry, concern, stress towards what might happen with your tinnitus. We develop fear about the unknown effects of tinnitus, and that's normal. I see that with a lot of my patients. These are valid concerns. Is tinnitus a symptom of something more serious? Well, probably not. Will I have this forever? Maybe. You might have the ringing in your ears forever. That is a possibility. When you have the right guidance and follow the right steps, what you will see is that the tinnitus becomes less loud, it becomes softer, and it becomes much more easy to manage in your life. But I want to be real with you and share that for some people, the tinnitus stays in the ears and you can hear it for a long time, for your whole life. In my personal experience, I do have tinnitus. It's pretty constant. I can hear it more in quieter places. From my personal experience, my tinnitus can be louder if I had a poor night's sleep the night before, if I'm worried or stressed about my job, my relationships, politics, the news, or if I haven't exercised or practiced my daily meditation. And I am a proud daily meditator. That's something that has become an amazing practice of mine. I'll talk about that in some of my other videos as well. Alright, so let's talk about the next steps and what you can do to move forward with you and your tinnitus. Number one, consider speaking with your doctor. consider getting a hearing test, especially if tinnitus is louder in one ear or sounds like a pulsing heartbeat sensation. Number 2, I want you to monitor your tinnitus for 2 weeks to see if it gets worse when you're stressed and see if it gets better when you're feeling more relaxed. Number 3, I created a 2-minute tinnitus questionnaire to diagnose what degree of problem you have. This is very useful. We use it in our clinic all the time and I highly recommend it. Follow the link in the description below to find it. When you're ready, you can learn management strategies to help your tinnitus. A great first step here is sound therapy. You can use sound therapy and control the noise of your external world. Second, and this one is the real meat of how to control your tinnitus, learning how to manage and observe your mind internally. My experience with tinnitus has led me to a fascination with psychology, with neuroplasticity, mindfulness. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. And remember, take your journey one step at a time. If you want to learn more about how to improve your tinnitus, click the link up here or click the link in the info below to our free newsletter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up below and press the red subscribe button to watch more Pure Tinnitus videos.